The Prime Minister's back in the country. He was, of course, in Singapore and Vietnam at the weekend. He seems to be doing a lot of foreign shuttling around the world at the moment. Michael Shoebridge is the director at the Strategic Analysis Australia and joins us now. Let's start with China, Michael. While the PM was away, he was in Vietnam, I think, when this happened. China buzzed an American warship, or actually cut in front of it in the Taiwan Strait. The Chinese have said, well, get out of our territory. You don't need to be here. What do we make of this?
Well, Steve, the problem for China is Chinese behaviour is based on it saying it owns international waterways, like the one between Taiwan and China, and it owns maritime zones in Southeast Asia that international law has said are owned by Southeast Asian nations. And so we're seeing the disconnect between China's words and their practical actions. In fact, the Chinese Defence Minister was confronted with that by a number of delegates at the Shangri-La dialogue the Prime Minister addressed.
And then he went to Vietnam, of course, who've had their own problems, haven't they, Michael, with China and that ownership of those ocean and sea lanes around that part of the world?
Yes, and this is the issue. The central problem with this idea that what we need are guardrails between the US and China and that will manage the risk of conflict is it all depends on dialogue being relevant. And China's words are in contradiction to their actions. So all the dialogue in the world doesn't fix the problem. Dialogue when the other party is lying to your face is not going to resolve hard security problems. That's the central problem here.